Over the last year, I've been watching various videos about Halo and what it needs to do to become the FPS king once again. These videos seem to consist of two main arguments. One is that Halo needs to become more like the other modern shooters that are selling really well. And the other is Halo needs to go back to the classic style of play which sold the best for Halo. While I think both of these statements are pretty valid, the latter one seems much more promising. But you can't just drop a classic style Halo game onto a modern audience and expect it to sell well, unless they advertise it correctly. Over the past decade, Hollywood has been making tons of money by releasing sequels to beloved franchises, and these sequels would end up doing one of two things: flopping, like Ghostbusters, or destroying box office records, like Star Wars or Jurassic World. If you examine those movies closely, you can see a common theme. Both of them heavily rely on the nostalgia of the best films in their respective franchises, which leads me to wonder why Microsoft didn't do the same thing when they announced Halo 4. Instead of following Halo Reach's footsteps, they could have taken Halo back to the place of their most successful and most nostalgic game, Halo 3. Every Halo fan has something that just gives them goosebumps. Things like the iconic Monk's chant, or the sound of your energy shields recharging. And the fact that 343 ignored that in Halo 4 is insane. That would be like Star Wars 7 taking inspiration from the prequels rather than the originals. Nostalgia is one of the most powerful selling forces of the modern age, and if 343 were to release an E3 trailer for Halo 6 that had Chief in his old armor with classic sounds and designs, this could really bring people back to Halo, and they could have a little bit at the end about returning to Halo's roots or whatever. Imagine the reaction. Recently, Activision announced that they were bringing the COD franchise back to its roots, and I literally have not heard one negative comment about this. Microsoft needs to take note from that. And also the overwhelmingly positive response to Halo Wars 2's art style. Halo Wars 2 embraced what fans loved about Halo's look, and also put a modern spin on it that people can get behind. If they do this, they could save Halo the way The Force Awakens saved Star Wars. Bring Halo back in a powerful and emotional way that could bring this franchise back out of obscurity and into the spotlight.